everybody, welcome back to the Daily Creative Challenge. We're here after some amazing design. I was there watching Paul and Farah, absolutely beautiful creation. And I can see here Biola and Ashraful, Sherry, Carol, Devang, Megan, so many wonderful people joining here at the Creative Challenge in Adobe Illustrator. We are here for challenge number 8. Tomorrow is going to be our last challenge, but don't worry, if you're just joining up today, that's a completely perfect time. And let me actually direct you to the best place where you can get more information regarding our creative challenge. And by the way, while I get into my website, if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to head on behance.net/live so I can say hi to you, I can see you in the chat, and I can get back to any questions you might have regarding the challenges or regarding Illustrator. Fantastic. I can see Wade Acuff in the chat helping us out. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled because Wade will be sharing with you some very useful link throughout the stream. Let me see. Anjanette saying hello. Noel, hello. I see you. M.P. back in here. Ramon, Colleen. Fantastic. Hi, Jared. And hi, Diane. Diane is from Panama. Wonderful. I had a very, very great time. I think it was 1 year ago, if not more, because I was there with Asus Ramirez and Civity Center in Panama City, Panama. Is that where you are? Let us know. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you. Fantastic. Let's get started here. So as you can see, I'm already on the behance.net/challenge/illustrator page. That's actually the landing page for the creative challenges. You can click on the little icon here where it says iCloudly take the challenge, and it actually is a button, it's not an icon. And it's gonna take you right away into a reminder in order to remind you for these challenges. As you can see, if you scroll down, every day we unlock a challenge, but most importantly today we're gonna be creating a poster for of course, breakfast, a breakfast shop. I don't know why I'm thinking in Spanish today. I actually, a little fun fact, before coming here, I was working, I had my daddy's visiting from Italy, he's here in the UK, and he was watching movie in Spanish, so it doesn't even speak Spanish, so I got like Spanish. I'm gonna do the creative challenge in Spanish today if you fancy. Anyway. So fantastic. Let's go back here. And what I meant to tell you that is very important, and I'm going to say that in English, is that if you click on Get Started, you'll be able to download the starter file in order to join in and follow the challenge while I'm working here with you, or when you watch the replay in your own time, whenever you want. Those are always there available for you to download and open in Illustrator. And all you have to do is to click on download, and here it is. You'll be ready to go. We're actually going to use this file today as a starter. Then if you perhaps want to rewatch the video, click on watch video and you're there. So you can go back also and download Illustrator if this is your first time and you're just starting. That's a perfect way to practice with Illustrator. And if you're already a pro, this is also a great time to create an extra portfolio piece and to sharpen your skill and learn new techniques together. So let's see if there is any question. And Terry, good morning. Susan, hi everyone. Fantastic. So there is a second part of this challenge, but we're going to go that to the end, and it's all about the chat, the wonderful Discord community where you can get your work reviewed, and of course Behance, where you can get a chance to be featured into the galleries. But I'm going to wrap all that at the end because time is ticking and we got to get started. So hopefully you're already open your file. That's the way that is looks like when you open in your machine. And again, let me know if you have any questions regarding the challenge or regarding the file or Illustrator in general. I'm here to help. Any questions is valuable for everyone. I'm learning, I think a couple of days ago, someone asked how to color the artboard. I didn't even know. We learned something new together, which was fantastic. Very, very exciting. So the reason why I placed this image here is both for inspiration purposes and also because we're going to lift some colors. And Noel is saying in the chat, my iPad comes in today. I got it specifically for Illustrator. Same here. Does anyone know if the touch button can be moved on the right side on the interface? Yes, I know that with other apps it's possible. I'm actually not gonna I actually gonna pass this question maybe to Wade or anyone else. I don't want to give a definitely yes. I know that it's been possible before because I used it before for left-handed, but I'll get back to you perhaps on Discord, or let us know in the chat if you've tried it already for left-handed, because I know it was possible, but I've not tried it, so I don't want to diffuse any wrong information if I'm not sure. But let's get started here. So as you can see, we have here our artboard. I already created duplicates, so I can leave all the elements in there, and I can use the other artboard as where to create my poster. And all I've done in order to create a duplicate is head here to your artboard tool, or you can also press Shift O in order to trigger the artboard tool. And from here, if you press Alt and drag your artboard, you'll be able to create a copy. And actually, you can create as many copy as you wish of your artboard. So at the moment, I'm actually moving this artboard here. It looks like I had some hidden elements because I was playing around, so I can just press Command Z if I want to undo. Probably better if I just move it on this side. But again, you can create as many copy as you want. And with the artboard tool, you can also click and drag and create another artboard. Also, if you press Return or Enter on your keyboard, you'll be able to name your artboards and get in so many other different details here and options. Like you can change the orientation in one click, just like so, and you can change the size and much more. Also, if you want to delete an artboard, simply click on it and press delete with your artboard tool selected. Press the letter V on your keyboard in order to go back into your selection tool, and you're ready to work. Fantastic. So I'm going to start with creating a color palette. In order to do so, I'm going to go under Window and select Color Themes. And that's something that I use very often. Let me know in the chat if you use color theme before. I find them so helpful and a real time saver. You can create or simply use the color palettes that are here. If you go under Explore, you can use just a keyword. So in this case, I can perhaps use a word breakfast. Or I think probably the word vintage as well would have been a good keyword, since we were working with a nice vintage theme. Like in these little color themes, but if you can scroll down, you can see there are many popular ones, and you can also select to watch the most popular here, and you can see that there are the more popular connected to the specific keyword. When you find that one that you like, I'm actually liking this warm honey pot, you can click on the three dots and then click on add swatches, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see nicely here. Perhaps I move my mouse, and you can click on add swatches in order to add them right away into your swatches panel. In fact, if we add to window and then swatches, we will be able to use, here it is, the palette is right there. And by the way, you can add as many as you want. So let's say I'm also fancy this one, I'm not sure, just click on add swatches, boom, and here it is. It gets added to the swatches as well. Right, so now we can close the color theme. You can also collapse it if you want, using this double arrow, and place it into your workspace. Or if you don't need it, just click on the X and you can just get it back from the window menu whenever you fancy. Now I'm leaving the swatches there because we're going to use the swatches in order to create a gradient. So I'm going to click on the rectangle tool and first click and drag in order to create a rectangle that we're going to use as the background of our posters here. And Wade Acuff came across with a lovely how to shortcut for iPad for Noel. So thank you so much, Wade. If you are interested in how to switch the shortcuts for left-handed, that's, I think, the right link to follow. So thank you so much, Wade, for sharing. So with your rectangle selected, press the letter G on your keyboard or head here on your toolbar and select the gradient tool in order to create some colorful gradient and mix colors together. Now, there are different ways. If you go under the properties panel, you can access the gradient options. And here you'll be able to apply a gradient that is either linear. Oops, sorry, looks like I need to turn my phone off. And here it is. I got a lot of cuts coming out of my ring and it's gonna ring a lot if I don't turn the camera off. So we're back here. So again, as I mentioned, in the gradient option, you can choose either from a linear, radial, or freeform gradient. And I'm going to use a freeform gradient because I'm a fan of creating all these lovely gradient, multicolor gradient. Now, if you click on lines, I know we explored points before, but I don't know if we ever click on lines. So if you select the lines, you'll be able to create always color stop like we did in the previous challenge, but in this case you can actually create curves that allow you to create more lines. And if you press on escape, you can actually create more lines here where you can distribute your colors. And now all you have to do is to give an actual color to your color stop. So the color will actually follow the line, which is super cool. Now double click on your color, or simply click once and then add to your swatches in order to assign one of the color. And as you can see, I'm literally lifting the colors from the color themes that I've selected earlier. So I know already that I'm using a palette that works well. So here I can perhaps use the cooler colors. So I've got this lovely green and this blue. And you can move the color as you want, just like so. And you can also press on delete if you wish to delete a color stop. So for example, I only want 2 there, so I'm just going to click on this first one and press delete. And as you can see, I'm only going to be left with these 2 ones. If you want to create another gradient, all you have to do is to click on the color stop and then keep clicking in order to add more color stops to that particular line. And that's a different way of approaching the freeform gradient. I don't know if we ever talked about that before, so I just wanted to show you because I think it's super cool. And again, let's double click in order to access more color options, and you can apply directly from here. Maybe we can put another red. Now, those are a lot of colors. We might not end up using all of those. Remember, you can also press ESC in order to escape your line. So you can simply move the color stop. And here we are. We created a very bright, colorful gradient. I'm going to also remove this color stop. So we have a very warm and colorful background for our poster. It's now time to show you how you can actually apply the color from your image in just one click. Although I think I'm going to stick with this one because it's very it's very nice. I think I want to stick with this one, but I want to show you that you can use edit color. We actually introduced edit color, recolor yesterday by playing when we were playing with our stickers. But I'm going to click on the background once, then go under edit and then edit colors and recolor artwork. And this is a brand new 2021 features, and of course you can always access the previous panel by clicking on advanced, but for now we're really going to leverage the power of the color theme picker. By clicking once, you'll be able to click on any image, illustration, whatever you want, and look at that, it's actually very beautiful as well. It created another gradient that follows the same line that I created with my freeform gradient, but it actually applies the color that it picks up from this image. Isn't that mind-blowing? In one click, all this color being lifted and applied. And also, if that's say like, oh, it's too blue, I want more yellow, okay, you can just play with the prominent color here and just simply use the distributions of colors. So maybe you can just give it a lot of yellow and less blue, and just like so. And you can also change the different colors used by using the spectrum up here. So it keeps the same proportions between lines between the hues, but you can change hues around the spectrum. Now, let's say that we were really in love with our gradient. So this was just to show off a little bit Illustrator, and I'm gonna click on reset, boom, and here we are, back to square one. So I just think that that's super useful if you have an image, or you can even like take a photo. Maybe there is something that you really like, you take a photo, you wanna use it. You can even take a screenshot of my gradient here, and then simply click once to lift the colors. That's so quick. Right, so once you finish to play with the recolor, you can also click once in order to exit the recolor panel, and we can go ahead and start to style our text here. So before we style the text, I always wanted to mention the wonderful font.adobe.com, which is right here. And in particular, I was working with a Fairwater script, which is an adorable font that I found inside the font packs. I always, again, working faster, working smarter, I always try to find techniques that really make me work much faster so I can get more amazing stuff done faster. And again, once you head to fonts.adobe.com and you head into font packs, you'll be able to access curated collection. Those are being made by really amazing designers. And the one that I went for, because we were creating since the beginning of this challenge, is a very like vintagey theme, is this retro glamping font pack right here. That is being created by Samantha Warren. I'm going to click on view pack in order to view the pack. And then you can decide if you want to, maybe activate all the 180 fonts, or if you can just select few. For example, the one that I selected at the moment was this Fairwater script. If you don't want to activate them all, you don't have to select the activated all. Just click on the ones on the family that you like. In this case, mine was Fairwater, and by simply activating it in here, will be available in your in Illustrator, ready to use. I'm also going to activate, for example, let's find another one that looks nice. I mean, they all look nice, but I just want to find something that it has a little bit more of a balance with the other one. And the one that I'm going to be using here is Trade Gothic. And I'm going to activate the Pro Bold and also, let's see, the regular. Here they are. And fonts is telling me that they are ready to use. So I'm going to jump back into Illustrator because I've got like very little time to style my text. So I'm going to start by selecting the text, and I'm going to press Command C in order to copy and then paste it in this new area type. And remember, in order to access an area type and to type some text, all you have to do is to head to your toolbar and press the letter T. I'm a big fan of working faster, so again, the shortcut that I've used in order to quickly create a new type area is the letter T. So if you press T on your keyboard, you'll be able just to jump in and create a new area type. Now double click on your text, head into properties, and under character, you'll be able to access the font that we just accessed. So Fairwater script, here it is. And you can give it a color, and I think I'm going to stick with white because we created quite a lot of color already for our background, just like so. And I'm going to give it a size of, let's say, nice and big, maybe 150. Perfect. And this is going to be our lovely big title because it's displaying a new menu. And I'm going to double click on this little handle here at the size of my area type in order to condense the area type and make sure that we transform it into a point type. When you select a point type here, you'll be able to actually stretch and distort the text. So make sure that if you want to create more room for your text, you always go back into an area type rather than a point type. So you can see now you can add more text if you wish. I'm actually going to go back into what I was playing with earlier because I was already creating a little bit of illustration. I was having some fun. Maybe I can actually delete these little text, and I just don't want to take too much time styling text because we already done it in the previous challenges, and we also create a coffee cup at the beginning because there is so much more stuff that I want to show you during the challenges. So I'm just trying to create something ahead so you had an idea of how you can take more time and finalize your work. So we know how to create this beautiful lovely gradient, and I also suggest whenever you create a poster that has a deal to use little illustrations that as a background. So it kind of gives you a context that this is a coffee shop. Of course, the gradient talks about the fact that it's modern and vibrant, but at the same time, we are containing the 20% off the sale discount within an element of fun that also makes it stand out without just being like, just a circle. Nothing wrong with a circle, but it's nice to keep the theme going while you create. Okay, fantastic. So something else that I wanted to show you that I think that is an element that gets neglected is the selection group time. So group selection tool. I just want to make sure I say it correctly. So the group selection tool is an amazing tool that is nested under the direct selection tool. If you wonder how did I create this little slice of bread, pretty easy. I create a simple rectangle, and again, shortcut for the rectangle tool is the letter M on your keyboard. Otherwise, you can find it here on your toolbar. And then here, hidden under the rectangle tool, you can find the rounded rectangle tool, which is exactly what I did before. And you can then reposition it by pressing the letter V and using the little selection tool to move it around. And then I clicked on one of these corner option and drag in order to create this lovely corner here for the bread on each side. So you can select on the corner and bring it in to whatever sort of like size you want, just like so. Then you can go ahead and select them both and to properties panel and align it to the center. So we have our little slice of bread is here. Select them both, go under properties and pathfinder. Oops. and make sure that you select Unite, which is the very first one up here. So once you click on Unite, both shape will be transformed into one. And now, in order to create this little burnt toast side, all I've done is, again, selected the rounded shape tool, and you can use a different color. I'm gonna use like a little red here, and then press Option on a Mac, Alt on Windows in order to create a copy. To create multiple copies, all you have to do is press Command D in order to duplicate what you've done. Then click and drag to select them all and press Command G. Okay, now you have a group, and that's exactly where I wanted to take you in order to show you how to find how to select something that is inside a group without every time clicking. Has ever happened to you that in order, you may be a very complex group, more than one, and you got click 400 times in order to get into your little element that you want to change? Let's say that I want to delete the first one here. So you have different options. You can either select your item and press Shift Command G or Shift Control G on your Windows in order to ungroup. But we don't want to ungroup everything. What if we have like 3 or 4 groups? It just becomes an headache. You can also double click on the shape and you will enter isolation mode. So as you can see, you cannot select anything else but the shape, but maybe you have other groups. So you're gonna have to go very deep into the isolation. Well, that's where the wonderful group selection tool comes handy, because even if you have a group, look at this, you click once and it selects any element that is part of a group. So if I go back to my selection tool, that's a group. But then if I press the letter A, which is the shortcut for the direct tool, and hold Option, you see that there is a little plus coming up next to my white arrow, and this will allow you to select just one item from the group. See, I can also use it here on this other element just to select one single element for the groups. Wonderful. So as usual, I try to give you as many information as possible for you to learn how to use Illustrator and have fun with it. I'm gonna go ahead and export these files so we can share it both in our wonderful community and also on Behance. So I'm gonna press Option Command E in order to access the export for screen. Then simply select the artboard that you would like to share. In this case, I only want to share this one, so Alt Shift and click on the one to want to share in order to deselect the one that you don't want. Go ahead and select a destination folder. Make sure that you click on Open Location after export, so it might be much easier for you to find, and give it a nice prefix. I'm gonna call this one Sale Poster. And then select the format, PNG is fine, and click on Export Artboard. Fantastic. And as you can see, Illustrator opened right away my desktop folder, and I can see that I have here my sale poster ready to be shared. All I have to do, so Terry say, love the shortcuts. I remember I was doing a 2-hour streams a while ago, and someone in the chat was calling me the Claudia MacGyver for the shortcuts. I love shortcuts. It's just like playing a piano. It really makes Illustrator work so much faster for us. But let's go ahead and jump into Discord. And for those of you who have not been in Discord before, this is the magic link, bit.ly/AI Discord. I got 1 minute to show you how to share your work. So let's jump back into my computer. I'm sure that the wonderful Wade will be sharing that in the chat as well. So make sure to head into our wonderful Discord, which is our Illustrator server. Head into the feedback challenge channel just here above my head. Whoop, here it is, challenge. Click on there and then click on the plus icon in order to browse your folder. Then select your work, click on open, and I'm gonna call this one challenge 8. And then click on upload, and here it is. Your work will be uploaded, ready to be shared with your lovely fellow designers here. And remember, this is a super, super safe community where everyone is super supportive, loving. And even if you're unsure of your design and you just want some tips or you want some direction, this is the perfect place to share it in order to get feedback. And also you can give feedback and just interact in the other channels here on Discord. Right, 1 more minute to tell you a very important thing. If you go ahead in your Behance page, we already created a project. If you haven't, you can create a project, click on create a project, and then from here you can click on edit in order to upload your work. All you have to do is to click on image to do so. But what I want to remind you is that if you go under settings and you use the shortcut AI Creative Challenge, you will be able to participate, and we're going to be able to find your work. So for us to find your work, make sure to use the project tags and upload your project. And some of the best work during the challenges will be handpicked for the Creative Challenges gallery. So you get your chance to be featured here on Behance. Fantastic. I will see you tomorrow for the last challenge. Thank you so much, everybody. As usual, it's a great pleasure to be with you, and I'll catch you tomorrow for our last challenge together. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.